many people in Iran may be happy to see the back of Khamenei and some of the people around him, it is only a few weeks ago that they were out on the streets trying to effect change in their country, and thousands of them were killed. So while this is a huge moment, there is a very long distance between removing the supreme leader of Iran and removing the Iranian regime. There's a big gap between those two things, and it's not even clear if there is political will or military will to actually do that.
When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
That didn't sound like America was willing to put boots on the ground. It didn't sound like America was willing to play a significant role beyond airstrikes. There is no past example of air power alone being able to bring down a regime of this sort that is this embedded in the culture of a country without boots on the ground, without actually going in to clear out the remnants of the old regime. Now, we know that the United States has a very patchy record. Just look across the border at Iraq or consider events in Afghanistan. Potentially also, of course, a political price to Donald Trump, because some on the MAGA right who supported Donald Trump did so because he promised to keep the Americans out of wars around the world. He, in fact, accused Kamala Harris of saying that she would drag America into World War III. Harris has actually come out against the military operation in Iran. But there is some pushback from some figures on the MAGA right in America against Donald Trump here. You've seen the first casualties, American military deaths and injuries. That will test how prepared America is to tolerate those kinds of casualties. And it could lead to more political pressure on Donald Trump. Bear in mind, this is the year of the midterm elections. His popularity ratings are already quite a bit lower than they were a year ago. If this doesn't go according to plan, if it becomes a much longer or drawn-out conflict, if there start to be a significant number of American casualties, Donald Trump could start to feel genuine political pain as a consequence of the actions that he took this weekend. The Daily Telegraph, in reporting on Keir Starmer's announcement yesterday that he was now going to allow the United States to use some British military bases for defensive operations, it drew this parallel that initial response, so it's understood that Britain did not allow the US to use bases at the beginning of the operation, that initial response was somewhat at odds with the response of countries like, say, Canada. Mark Carney was very supportive. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was immediately supportive, as was Anthony Albanese, the Australian Prime Minister.
We all remember the mistakes of Iraq, and we have learned those lessons. Any UK actions must always have a lawful basis and a viable, thought-through plan.
Newspapers in the UK talking a lot today, a lot of front pages, the Mail, the Telegraph, the Express, all talking about this potential evacuation of large numbers of British citizens from the region. The logistics of that could start to become a big issue for the UK in the days ahead, and similarly for another Australian government. The numbers will be smaller, but the challenge will still be the same.